Is November 8th. It's election day, and the polls are closing. The East Coast started closing about 2 hours ago, and the Central time zone started closing about an hour ago. And right now, we should have the Mountain time zone starting to close. I'm a little late to get caught up on what's going on. I've been, taking care of my kids, and that's definitely the most important thing. I have the decision desk results here up in front of me, and I'm going to leave these up for probably the remainder of the show, and we'll be able to watch returns as they come in. I will be digging into the results that we have so far. Currently, it looks as though the Senate results for Florida, South Carolina, Alabama, Kentucky, Indiana, Arkansas, and Oklahoma are in. None of those are states that are hugely contested. Florida's Mark Rubio currently holds 57.15% of the vote. Val Dennings holds 41.8% of the vote. This is with 93% of the vote returned currently. So that's 7 million votes counted. The Libertarian candidate, Dennis Misagoy, pulled in 29,000 votes, so 0.41%. And the unaffiliated candidates, or I don't know their party, Stephen Grant, they also got less than 1%. So the state of Florida has been called by Decision Desk as re-electing Mark Rubio to serve as the senator. South Carolina's Tim Scott re-elected, 61% of the vote. That is with 483,000 votes counted, which is estimated to be about 26%, but it's not expected that will change. Alabama's Katie Bratt has currently 71.95% of the vote. That's with 15,000 votes counted, but only 0.87% estimated in. We'll have to wait and see if that changes any or not. The Libertarian votes, the Libertarian pulled in 2.4% so far, but I expect that figure to shrink. Rand Paul in Kentucky, with 557,000 votes reported, currently 33% in. Rand Paul has been reelected or is being reelected with 59% of the vote. Todd Young, I'm not familiar with Todd Young. But he seems to be winning. 32% of the vote is reported, and Todd Young has 453,000 votes. That's 59%, so expected to go GOP. John Boozman seems to be holding it with 52.76% of the vote, and James Lankford, 59.78% of the vote. Then we have the states that are in a leading, but we're not solid, so they haven't won yet. Kansas's Jerry Moran is currently in the lead with 57%. Only 8% of the votes counted. Missouri's Eric Schmidt is in the lead with 50.79%. Tammy Duckworth appears to be in the lead in Illinois. That's at 10% of the vote in 490,000 votes counted, and she currently has 60.87%. Ohio has Tim Ryan in the lead over JD Vance. I have not been watching the JD Vance race in particular, but I have seen quite a bit of his name floating around Twitter, perhaps, or I don't know where my phone is. Pennsylvania. John Fetterman, with 77% of the vote, is currently in the lead. That's with 440,000 votes in, estimated about 8% in. This is one that probably we will not have an answer to tonight. We will probably not have an answer to this for days. I think that there is a court order that allows them to count votes for up to a week later. New Hampshire has Maggie Hassan in the lead over Don Bolduc. Now, this was 2 or 3 days ago. Bolduc had a polling advantage, but then it switched back to a Democrat advantage. So she currently is in the lead with 59% of the vote. And Vermont has Peter Welch. Actually, they have no returns in, but they expect that the Democrat will carry Vermont. Also, Connecticut, Richard Blumenthal is in the lead with 69.5% of the vote. Georgia is one of the states to watch tonight. This thing could either break completely Democrat or it could go into a runoff. And if it goes into a runoff, then we will not. If it goes into a runoff election, we will not have results for this race until after December 3rd. And at this point, we have to wait for more returns to arrive. It appears as though Alabama's Britt will be holding the make sure that's a Senate seat. In Alabama, Britt has 60.9%. With 3% of the vote in, it does seem that the Republican will hold the seat in Alabama. As we said, Marco Rubio is holding the seat in Florida. Indiana has 48% of the vote in, and it looks like Young is holding out against McDermott with 61%. These are all GOP holds. Kansas, Moran is up at 49 over Holland, 48.9. That's with 30% of the vote in. Kentucky's Rand Paul is 55.8% over Booker. So far, no reports of seat flips. Chuck Schumer's New York has got 77.1%. That just updated. With 9% of the vote in, 77.1%. He is holding the seat over Pinion. Oklahoma's Lankford is holding out over Horn with 65.5%. And there's also a special election, which is both the Oklahoma election and the special election appear to have a GOP holding the seat. South Carolina's Scott is holding the GOP seat over Matthews with 60.6%. South Dakota's Thune has 71.4% over Bangs 24.2%. So that looks pretty solidly Republican, even though only 3% of the vote is in. So nothing exciting yet. Nothing exciting yet. I am, of course, most interested in watching the returns for Harris County and in Texas. So the seat that I'm really wanting to see flip is Judge Lena Hidalgo. Oh, that took a while to populate. Judge Lena Hidalgo was instrumental in enforcing the stay-at-home policies in Harris County, despite Governor Abbott's executive orders in the state that public servants will not be compelling people to wear masks. Judge Hidalgo was definitely on that force everyone to wear masks side of things. Public health, as they say, despite the fact that the science is in, common sense was in. So we'll have to wait for the Texas returns to see if we get anything there. That's the Senate results. House results are coming in pretty. Let's see if I can get over here to. No returns yet for Dan Crenshaw. Dan Crenshaw is running against Robin Fulford. So the District 23 was polling Republican. No returns in yet. District 28 was polling Democrat, I believe. Let me check the. There doesn't appear to be any data on that district. Or maybe it's not recent data. I think this is Rio Grande Valley over here. This is also one that is of particular interest. And of course, there's the governor race. But, well, we got some returns in for some of the House seats here. Pete Sessions is keeping his seat with 79.4%. And where's Louis? Is Louis Gomer not running again? I think he was in District 7, I thought. Let me see if I can find. Yeah, we can dive into Texas. Just a moment whilst I sign in. Okay. So far, the election results that we have in for Texas is 18%, 1.68 million votes counted. That's 18%. Obviously, that's not near enough. And this race is quite tight. Greg Abbott currently in the lead with 51.09% of the vote. Beto O'Rourke pulling in 47.86, both at over 800,000 votes in. Mark Tippett, the Libertarian candidate, has garnered less than 1% of the vote. House District 1 has Nathaniel Moran, who is not an incumbent. It might have been District 1 that was Louis Gohmer's district. He seems to be that's called for Nathaniel Moran. We have a unchallenged incumbent, Gary Vandiver, and Brian Hughes. Those are in, I guess. That's all of the Texas races in. Oh, he's... Can I change to Harris County? Oh, okay. Dan Crenshaw. He's gonna none of the vote is in for Harris County, but Dan Crenshaw will be taking District 2. Keith Self is the expected winner of District 3. Incumbent Pat Fallon is the winner of District 4. Lance Gooden, incumbent, holding District 5. Jake Elzy, incumbent, holding and unchallenged incumbent, holding District 6. District 7 remains to be reported. I'm also curious about, can I check the lieutenant governor's race? No. Michael McCall will be keeping District 10. August Pfluger, incumbent for District 11, is unchallenged. Central Texas, Kay Granger, incumbent, is, it looks like, in a is in the running. She's in the running, definitely in the lead, but maybe it's too close to call. Ronnie Jackson, incumbent for North Texas, will retain District 13. Randy Weber, down by Galveston, incumbent, retains District 14. Monica de la Cruz is in the lead for District 15. We'll have to check back on her. That's not with 13% in. It's maybe in only a few thousand votes. Veronica Escobar, Democrat, expected to win in, I think this is Rio Grande Valley. Pete Sessions, incumbent, he's going to win District 17. Sheila Jackson Lee is expected to pick up House District 18. And incumbent Arrington expected to retain District 19. Incumbent Joaquin Castro, looks like that's down in San Antonio, so that's an urban center, expected to retain District 20. Chip Roy is fantastic. You guys should watch him on the floor. He's great. Oh, hey, Manuel. Miami went red. Haven't got to Florida yet. I'm just looking at. I should go look at Florida. I was looking at Texas because I'm self-interested. I was looking for Maya Flores, and it looks like Maya Flores is not winning, but it's only 31% in, and that is very close. 20. I mean, that's a couple thousand votes. Maya Flores, so District 34, Maya Flores has made a lot of news. I guess the district got redistricted, but currently Vicente Gonzalez is in the lead. Let's go check out Florida. So we did note that I mean, independents should be voting for Ron DeSantis. There's not the one, as Charlie Crist said, about at all that's compelling. But Ron DeSantis has been following the science the entire pandemic. He was the guy making therapeutics available. He was using like CVS's and things like that to distribute the therapeutics and the vaccines to the elderly. He was targeting the vulnerable populations for vaccination. So putting the most vulnerable people at the front of the line for protection. He's been doing the right thing this whole time. So Miami. Whoa, Miami. Okay, so that's the U.S. Senate. Let's look at. I mean, it's not surprising that Miami. So Matt Gaetz' district put him back in office. He's I mean, this is the firebrand, Matt Gaetz. So of course, he's expected to win that. How can we dig into Miami? I'm not familiar with the districts down there. I mean, I can hover over and see. I mean, Vicky Lopez, and it looks like. Let's see if we can get down in there. House District 2, Tallahassee. It looks like that was a redistricting race too, because you had two incumbents head to head, and Neil Dunn took it. Kat Kamek, looks like you guys are drawing your districts sensibly. It's going left to right. Texas is just bouncing all over. Aaron Bean is picking up, or is in the. No, that's a win call. Aaron Bean picked up District 4. Rutherford, unchallenged incumbent. Here you had Matt Waltz up against the Libertarian. And hey, look at this. Look at the fight this Libertarian put up. Josh Hanush, 70,000 votes, 25%. That that is the biggest ratio of libertarian vote I've seen in a race tonight so far. That's a very respectable presentation for a libertarian candidate. Corey Mills, Bill Posey, incumbent. Darren Soto. Now he's winning, but this race is not called. That's 86% in, and the split is like looks like about 6 or 7 points. So maybe too close. Maybe too close to call yet. What Orange County, Osceola, Polk. I don't recognize any of them as being troublesome names. Maxwell Frost, Democrat, is picking up House District 10. Daniel Webster, incumbent, reelected for District 11. Gus Bilrakis, incumbent, picking up, keeping District 12. I mean, there's hundreds. There was, I thought there was a bunch. Let's see. Let's get down here. I want to get down to Miami, but I don't want to skip it. And Aluna called for District 13. Kathy Castor, incumbent, keeping District 14. Pretty tight race. Good showing by James Judge. Now that's in Tampa, and Tampa is an urban area, so urban areas generally break to the Democrats for sure. Laura Lee called it for District 15 and pretty much won that outright. Vern Buchanan, incumbent, keeping the District 16. Greg Stube, incumbent, GOP, keeping District 17. Scott Franklin, an unaffiliated other party, Keith Hayden, did pull 25% of the vote off of an otherwise uncontested Scott Franklin. So maybe that's a little bit of a protest vote. Byron Donalds, GOP, holding the district incumbency. Sheila McCormick is keeping, what is that, Palm Beach? Yeah, Palm Beach and Broward County. Broward County, of course. You expect the Broward to go blue. I think there's a bunch of snowbirds down there. Brian Mast, incumbent, won District 21. Louis Frankel, it's right off of Palm Beach. It's kind of in that area. And also incumbent, so you have an incumbency advantage. I haven't seen an incumbent that's really lost yet. This is District 23. It's 95% in, and no race has called yet. The difference is like 9%, so it's pretty tight. Incumbent Wilson has kept the Democrat seat for District 24. And Schultz is retaining seat 25 for the Democrats. District 26, right off of Miami, but then way over here to probably some like rural areas too. So you had this kind of stretch of area. I wish I could dive in closer and see the real. Can I dive in here? The RCP map is a little tighter, but it looks like it just kind of gets a corner of the urban area and then it shoots off for that more rural area. Manuel is, yeah, you already had Charlie Crist. You didn't want him again. Don't blame you, sir. Congratulations on your retaining your Governor DeSantis. He's amazing. Let's see, District 27. Now that is Miami, and they went Salazar, GOP, and that's an incumbent. District 28. Oh, the Keys kept Jimenez. And you did not have a no, you did have a governor's race, didn't you? Yeah, here it is. So DeSantis pulled 53.79. I'm a little bit shocked that Charlie Crist got even this much, 45.5%. Let's see. Let's go check on Georgia. Probably not enough of Georgia's information is in yet. So Warnock is currently in the lead with 42% of the vote in. Raphael Warnock appears to be legitimately beating Herschel Walker, but there's a lot of counties that haven't turned in their votes yet. We'll have to see. And did they have a governor race? Stacey Abrams. Wow. Stacey Abrams currently has the lead over Brian Kemp. That is going to be quite an upset, to be honest. We'll have to see what Georgia does there. Stacey Abrams for governor of Georgia. Well, if that's what Georgia wants. Oh my. Still early in the night for returns to come in. I mean, people are going to be counting mail-in ballots, counting early ballots, paper ballots. Let's check on Arizona. Arizona should have closed about 40 minutes ago. So nothing in yet for Arizona Senate, or let me check my cutoff times. Oh, Arizona does not end. Oh no, Arizona ended at 8 o'clock, but they must not have any figures out yet. And let's see how Pennsylvania's doing. I believe that Fetterman is in the lead. Yeah, with 5%. 5% of the vote. I mean, that's just some of these urban areas. All of these red counties and districts have not submitted their data yet. So, too early. Way too early. Let's see. Have any of these got a check? I don't see a checkbox on any of these. What about New Hampshire? New Hampshire, only 16% of the data is in, and no call yet for Hassan over Bolduc. So we'll have to wait for that. Let me check and see if anything is developing anywhere. Interesting. On Twitter, Jenna Ellis posted 1 minute ago, or right now, that Georgia's gubernatorial race has been called between Stacey Abrams and Brian Kemp. Let's have a look at this. This is on theconservativebrief.com. Republican Governor Brian Kemp has defeated Democrat Stacey Abrams in Georgia's gubernatorial race. Decision Desk projects Brian Kemp reelected governor in Georgia. Decision made at 9:30 Eastern Time. So that is Stacey Abrams, second time to be a big loser for the governor's race. The poll found that Kemp was leading Abrams by 7 points. Let's go over to Decision Desk and have a look at Georgia again. See, the data on Decision Desk is not reflecting what I'm getting on Twitter. So these guys must be way ahead of it. Let's find out what else is going on. Oh, I see that North Dakota has called it for Hoeven, and South Dakota called it for John Thune. Indiana has locked in on Todd Young at 60%. They still don't have Georgia called for the Senate. Results by state. Is the governor's race on here? Here we go. Okay, so they have different data here. The governor's race has Greg Abbott in the lead over Beto O'Rourke. It has Brian Kemp in the lead over Stacey Abrams. Ron DeSantis, 59%. I don't think there were any other governor's races that were contentious, although Shapiro and Mastriano were supposedly having a competitive race, though Mastriano, there's not enough votes in for Pennsylvania. And, New Hampshire has elected Chris Sununu, Republican, as governor. That's interesting. And Maine has Paul LePage in the lead. Okay. The House results. Currently 127 Republicans. We've gained 2 seats and Democrats have lost 2 seats. This is expected to be a gain of somewhere around 30 for the Republicans. That would be pretty average too, because I believe that what I've read in the past is that on average, when during a midterm House swing, it's like 28 votes. So I really want to know about, and it looks like I'm not going to get that answer. Maybe I'll just have to Google it and look. I want to know about the stuff in my Harris County local district. Molly Hemingway and Cernovich are championing Beto O'Rourke. Keep that guy running for governor of Texas. He burns money faster than California loses electricity. Ooh, sounds like there was a DeSantis victory speech. Ah, here we go. Glenn Greenwald from Substack. Herschel Walker takes his first lead of the night as the New York Times now has him at 61% winning. That's Herschel Walker over incumbent Democrat Raphael Warnock. That is quite an upset. Herschel Walker has been polling quite a bit behind Warnock in the Senate race, but there's always in the recent polls it was Walker +1, but as a month ago it was Warnock well ahead of him. So that's great news from Glenn Greenwald. If you're not following Glenn, it's GGREENWALD, Glenn Greenwald on Twitter. That's awesome. What is this? Okay. Decision Desk has, I think I should just follow Decision Desk. That's what I need to do. Decision Desk has announced that Democrat Wes Moore will be the first black governor of Maryland. Looks like Decision Desk has projected that Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez will win re-election to the House for the 14th district. That decision was made at 9 p.m. about an hour ago. As well as her squad mate Ilhan Omar will be re-elected to Minnesota District 5. And Chuck Schumer is the projected winner of his district to return to the Senate. Let's go back here to the. Oh, currently it's 39-39. No Senate seat flips yet. And still only 2-2. Would love to hear some concession speeches from someone. Could Tim Scott and Rand Paul got theirs back. Marjorie Taylor Greene. Marjorie Taylor Greene won like as soon as the polls closed. And she, yeah, that's good. She's great. Hey, thanks, Manuel, for stopping by. I appreciate you. We'll see you in the morning. It's a good night for a lot of people. We have polls closing in 5 more minutes. Hey, Jeremy. Hunt Showdown, huh? What is that? Check that out. Too early in the night for very much drama. Hunt Showdown. I actually think I've seen this before on, I don't know, on YouTube or something. So only 3 more minutes till we start getting new polls closing. Ian Miles Chong on Twitter says that Stacey Abrams lost her race against Brian Kemp. She'll have to settle for being fake president of a TV show. It looks like she was a president on some movie or something. Let's check it out. From Catch Up Network. This looks like Star Trek or something.
Welcome. I am so pleased that you've come. We are eager to begin diplomatic discussions. Nothing to discuss. United Earth is ready right now to rejoin the Federation. And nothing could make me happier than to say those words. Thank you. Thank you all. What you have accomplished here.
Okay.
We're lucky to have you.
All right, well, whatever. Can Stacey Abrams go away now? Stacey Abrams and Beto O'Rourke. 2-time losers for governors. Right there. Tom Fenton of Judicial Watch said he voted today. No ID required in Washington, D.C. And these states also have no voter ID requirement. California, Illinois, Maryland, Massachusetts, Maine, Minnesota, North Carolina, which is on hold because of judicial activism, Nebraska, New Jersey, New Mexico, Nevada, New York, Oregon, Pennsylvania, and Vermont. In all of those states, no ID is required to vote. Illinois has re-elected Tammy Duckworth, according to Decision Desk. This was just a couple of minutes ago. Ben Dominant retweeted Corey DeAngelis, who says the New York Times needle now favors Republicans controlling both chambers of Congress. Currently, the Senate forecast is for 51 Republican, 49 Democrats, and the New York Times House forecast is for 228 House Republicans, 207 Democrats. Neither of those are super majorities. 51 Republicans, though, is enough to remove Kamala Harris as the tiebreaker on most legislation. And it is hopefully enough to keep the filibuster in place. The filibuster forces the majority to work with the minority. It's very good. And of course, the Democrats want to get rid of it because with no filibuster, they can run through all the legislation with. It looks like we have a clip from DeSantis. Let's listen to him from his victory speech. I'm presuming.
The right track. I believe the survival of the American experiment requires a revival of true American principles. Florida has proved that it can be done. We offer a ray of hope that better days still lie ahead. I am proud of our achievements in this state. I am honored by your support, and I look forward to the road ahead. I have fought the good fight. I have finished the race in this first term.
Ron DeSantis said in his speech, "I have fought the good fight. I have finished the race."
We've accomplished more than anybody thought possible 4 years ago, but we've got so much more to do, and I have only begun to fight. God bless you. Thank you for a historic landslide.
Okay. Very interesting. It's 10 p.m. Eastern, and polls are closing in Montana, Nevada, and Utah, and some of the counties in Idaho and Oregon. Nevada returns will not come in for quite a while. They are not able to count until everybody's out of line in their state. Let's see if I find any results for Lena Hidalgo. Or better yet, let's see if there's a victory claim by her rival, Alexandra Del Moro Mueller, for Harris County judge. Huh. So, 3 hours ago, the Harris County GOP tweeted out that there were 20 polling locations in Harris County that were to be avoided because the Harris County elections administrator did not provide an adequate amount of ballot paper. The way that the votes were being taken in Harris County were with HART voting systems. So the HART voting systems had you check in with your voter ID or voter registration, and then they handed you a blank ballot with a barcode on the back that it could. It told it where the top was and how to print the ballot. You go to a digital machine and you insert the paper, and then you go through the user interface of the machine to select all of your votes. And once you were done, it would draw the ballot paper in and print on that, and then output that paper once it's been printed, and you take it to be deposited in the scan box. So there were apparently 20 polling locations that did not have enough paper, and so the Harris County GOP put out a notice that people should avoid these and go to any other location and get out and vote. Alexandra Del Moro Mueller is the candidate running in opposition to Lena Hidalgo, the sitting county judge for Harris County. And as I've said before, she's her and Mark Sylvester were instrumental in imposing lockdowns and quarantines and whatnot early in the early in the pandemic. And to this very day, I still see people riding around or in public or at restaurants with masks on their faces. Um, I guess they've been like trained. I don't know. I've seen people. I literally see people driving around in this city in their own cars with masks on. So, um, interesting results yet. Nothing has changed yet. We have no Senate seat flips yet, but the Senate counts are it's early. Pennsylvania is going to drag out for like a week after tonight, so we're not going to probably know Pennsylvania. Nevada just closed, but Nevada cannot even start counting until everybody is out of line in the entire state. If anybody's in line to vote in the entire state, they cannot start counting yet. So Nevada is going to be a while, and I don't know about Arizona. And of course, you have Maricopa County, which was the a nexus of focus for 2020 for their vote uh, voting system anomalies, and didn't want to release the data and didn't want to turn over the modems or whatever to their own legislature. Maricopa County today had 25% of their voting machines not working. But, that is believable, I guess. It must be believable that 25% of their equipment would be failing, and that must be normal. So no dramatic shifts in the Senate seats yet. It's too early. There have been 2 House seat flips so far. There are some, notable characters, that are in the media quite a bit that have been reelected. So you have Chuck Schumer. He's holding his, Senate seat. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is holding her House seat. Mark Rubio is holding his Senate seat. So a lot of incumbents have already retained their seats. But so the seats that are up for grabs for an actual potential change, those are no results in yet. So nothing dramatic there. I'm looking for updates. Bloomberg is saying that Georgia's Senate race is in a dead heat with Republican Herschel Walker at 49.2% and Warnock at 48.8% as of 10:10 p.m. Eastern, which would have been 3 minutes ago. If no candidate gets 50% of the votes, the two with the most votes will compete in a runoff race on December 3rd or December 6th. I don't remember. It's one of those 2 days. But what will really happen will be that the momentum and the energy from election night will wane. Carrie Lake. Yeah, we don't know what the results are for Carrie yet, but let me see if there's any news on early returns on her. She's mostly just congratulating other political figures on their wins as their races have been called. Yeah, no news yet. And if I think in Maricopa County, because of the hardware failure, uh, the machines were not taking ballots, and they were misprinting the ballots that they were making. They may have resolved those, but I believe Maricopa County has extended voting deadline for that county alone for an additional hour or two. So they had a judge or something like that extend voting in those counties, which is fine because people are waiting in line. People are standing in there. In some places, people are standing in line for hours to vote. Cernovich tweeted I don't know, screenshot. Did a screenshot of a tweet for Nevada, and this with like 3 red alerts. Let me put this. This is an important message. I'll put this up on screen. Cernovich reporting. John Malmstrom says, "So I just confirmed that whatever mail has been dropped off will not be tabulated tonight in Clark County, Nevada. May actually take until Thursday. What will be tallied tonight are Election Day in person and all the early mail votes already in the system, say except for provisional ballots. So it is very likely that the top of the ticket Republicans will be ahead after tonight with thousands of mail ballots uncounted. Will they try to declare victory even though the races may not be over? What do you think?" Ugh. So uh, he's expecting, I guess this John Ralston fellow is expecting the mail-in ballots to just come in overwhelmingly blue or something. If you're not following Mike Cernovich on Twitter, that is definitely one to follow. Cernovich. He is a smart. Oh, interesting. According to Kyle Becker, Democrat. Oh, that's not. No, that this is. It's not a turnover. It's Democrat Josh Shapiro is now projected to win the governor's race, defeating Doug Mastriano, according to Decision Desk. So the governor race for Pennsylvania is going to go blue. I think the data on this Decision Desk map is slower than what some of the campaigns have or the media outlets have available to them. But so Pennsylvania is going to keep their Democrat Josh Shapiro, or they're going to, whatever. The Democrat's going to be elected governor, and I wonder if that has any down ballot. Let's see if the Senate's on here yet. No. Go back to. Obviously, the Fetterman race is one that people are like, seriously, you guys are going to elect a person with its brain damaged? Let's see if we can see the 2020 Senate results. Oh, they didn't run. They didn't elect a senator in 2020. So with only 16% of Pennsylvania reporting, Fetterman is in the lead. That could diminish. Well, Sadly, nothing exciting, nothing shocking.